Today I'm sharpening scissors. Want to watch? Okay, so I have already sharpened this side and I'm about to sharpen this side. So I'll show you the difference. So this is the side that needs sharpening. And this is the side that I've already sharpened. Oops, turn that around. Nice little burr on the back, so I presume that that's going to be good. Now, the trick here is to make sure that the angles match, but these are fairly worn out, although there's a reasonable bevel there, so I'm going to use the Sharpie method to match that bevel. Yeah. Although it's interesting to see, I'm going to see what this one ended up at. So my wheel is at 240, and this will probably be around about 70 degrees. Now why 70? Because they're normally 60, but if you take that jig off, this jig has its own sort of bevel, and according to a video I just saw, you can add 10 degrees and that gets you the backrest. It's easier to measure. So I just want to measure here and see what that actually ended up as. I'll just loosen it a bit. Okay, that ended up at 66. So now the tricky bit is mounting these scissors. Right, I used both of these. You don't often have to, but today I've got some pretty large scissors. I've got another pair on the bench there. So let's just take these off. Undo these. It kind of maxed out the jig because they're very fat. Right, across the back there. So let's do this side now. And of course the trick is that the scissors must be over 90 degrees in order for the, when you're grinding, if they're less, then it's going to hit the side of the wheel. So it's got to be over 90 degrees. Let's see if I can do this one. So we just want it to stick out a fair bit, because we're going to use the Sharpie method to get it exact. As long as they're reasonably straight. That'll do. And then get these down as tight as possible. Oh, that maxed out. And this jig has a habit of chattering, so make sure that this is on good and proper. So first thing I'll do is get that Sharpie on here. You can even see this rounded edge. See how it's silver? It's rounded. Okay. Now lay it on here. Make sure it's flat up against the back of the rest, and just pull the wheel, see where we're at. Cool, right on the back. You can see here, right on the back, which means that it's leaning over too much, obviously, because it's on the back, so we need to lift it up a bit. So I'll just undo that knob, lift it up a bit. Still on the back. Still on the back. Coming down a little bit. A little bit more. Yep, that feels good to me. I'm using the wide angle lens, so it looks a bit weird, but yeah, that looks good. Now, it's a bit nerve-wracking, and holding them is a bit sort of weird, but basically you lift it up so that it gets the tip, and then bring it back down and see how we go. See how that went. Not bad. So it didn't quite catch that edge, and I feel no burr, but that was only a couple of passes, so looks beautiful though, doesn't it? Tormek does a fantastic job of this. I don't know why. I might have had this upside down, but when I first got the machine, I tried the scissors. I bought all the jigs. I tried the scissors and I could get nothing but chattering. It was so violent that I thought I must be retarded or something. I don't know how to do it, but I'm not sure if I had it upside down, but now I've got this down and as close to the wheel as possible, and it's very doable. So I'm doing scissors now without a drama. So make sure we're flat up against here, and let's keep going. I think I can feel a burr. I've got the machine set to super fine, so I'm not going to get a massive burr, but yes, I can definitely feel a burr there now. A little bit needed on the tip here, and I can feel it. There was no burr, and you can see that I missed the tip. The tip needs more work, but the rest of it looks amazing. There's definitely a burr on the back here, so I'm just going to work that tip a little bit more. Yep, that feels good. Got a full facet, although that's a bit weird there. Might just give it one more nice run. Smooth it off. Although I don't know whether smooth or rough is better for scissors. Don't know. It may be rough. So it's got a bit of catch to it. I've heard that you don't deburr. I'm not going to use the leather to deburr. Leave the burr, let the blades run against each other. that's it. That looks beautiful. Wow, look at those edges. I'm a little bit impressed. Okay. Now, another thing to adjust is the fall of the scissor. I'll show you what I mean by that. And I just got this off YouTube videos, watching all of them. You know, you watch 1,000 YouTube videos and you'll pick up tips all over the place. And so the fall of the scissor is when you let it go, it should stop about a third or quarter to a third the way. That's about a little bit over a third, so I might actually tighten that up a little bit. But first, I want to see how it cuts. And when people bring me scissors, I ask them to bring me some material of the type that they're cutting that is frustrating them. So let's have a look here. Oh, okay. Ah, okay, that was a bit of a... For a minute there I thought I'd overground and I was going to leave them with a tip like this, but it was just a little catching piece, probably a little bit of burr right on the end. Oh, that was a freaky moment. Beautiful. Ha! How about that? Now, shall I adjust that fall? That is a little bit high. I would like it to be lower. So, I'll get my little shifter. And just see if I can tighten that up a little bit. No, that doesn't want to tighten. I don't want to force it. I think we're good. I'll test it on some satin that I have here, which is always a good test. Oh, gliding through. Beautiful. And will it catch the fur? Let's make some fur. Oh, there's a little bit here. Oh, see it fall off? Make some fur. Beautiful. I think she'll be happy at that. Which is a super success. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.